deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why. They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support, and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why, and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working. I was literally working, and they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while DoorDashing. They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing. I lost my job, and that was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
That was Olivia Henderson, everybody. You heard me right. Also known as DoorDash Girl. Now, for all of you who don't know, Olivia Henderson, I think I'm pronouncing that right, aka DoorDash Girl, was not sexually assaulted. I know this because I watched that original post. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to save it for you guys before it was scrubbed from the internet, which, by the way, is an enormously huge feature, huge achievement to pull off. That's huge, by the way. Let's not undercut that. There are other people who did manage to save it, so I would highly recommend you go to them. So I'm going to have to describe it for all of you. Imagine you guys are in some kind of horror movie where before you pass out drunk from having one too many drinks, you're a bit nude. Yep. You managed to successfully order something from DoorDash. Yeah. And you left specific instructions for your DoorDash driver to just leave your food at the front of the door. Probably because you already know that, like, hey, you're going to sleep off a few drinks, you're going to be unconscious, you won't be able to go to the front door. You left it. You made a mistake of leaving a creak open. However, when you wake up, guess what? You found out that your instructions, your wishes for what you left for your DoorDash driver were not only were they not honored, she opened that door herself. She made an exotic video of you with your pants off without your consent, posted it online so everybody can see your private parts, everybody on the planet. And now you have to call the cops and press charges. That is what happened. And to make matters even worse, as you can clearly see for what she's doing, she's trying to milk it even further than that, claiming that this man sexually assaulted her. A man who was unconscious, sexually assaulting her. The man was unconscious. He couldn't participate in that act even if he wanted to, because he was unconscious in his own home. Literally in his own home. Now, the police have in fact arrested her. That's been the new development of this case. They have indeed arrested her. She is facing some felony charges. Whether or not she will face the full extent of those felony charges, or will she be just given a slap on the wrist? Because let's face it, one of the main things so many men have complained about is that when it comes to facing charges, women get a lot lighter of a sentence than the average man. The average woman gets a lot lighter of a sentence than the average man when it comes to facing a criminal sentence. That's just what happens. This is literally one of the many reasons why so many men, including myself, have decided to become passport bros and get ourselves a wife from overseas. Because one of the greatest benefits of the international dating market it's that it completely neutralizes the risk of a false allegation. It com- the risk of a false allegation does not exist on the international dating market. It literally does not. And this is also the reason why so many men, including myself, are against the feminist movement. Because this is literally what the feminist movement teaches women at a very young age, which is there's no need for you to put in all the hard work to earn something when you can literally just steal it by a means of a false allegation. And to make matters even so much worse, and by the way, what I find to be the most vile and disgusting thing about all this is how many women to this exact day are jumping on the internet trying to defend her actions. Literally trying to defend her actions. Not because it's right, not because she's innocent, not because the evidence shows that she's innocent, because it doesn't, not because for gender equality, like we see the feminist movement keeps constantly promoting, but rather because they want to protect the insanely male biased narrative that so many men are fed up with, which is men are the source of all things evil on the planet. Women are pure and innocent angels who can do no wrong. When in reality, everybody is capable of doing wrong. They are. This is also one of the reasons why I decided to become a passport bro and why I firmly support passport bros. Because one of the things that because the biggest message that passport bros teach, the biggest one, is that for any woman out there, hey, I have no problems at all whatsoever with replacing you by getting a wife from overseas if you refuse to get your act together, stop blaming men for every single problem that goes on in your life, and just agree to work a little bit harder. That is the message that Passport Bros send. And I think it's a really good message. I really think it is. We don't have anything against women. We don't. We're just revealing to people that, hey, you don't need to bend the knee to all this craziness. There are better options out there and better paths in life to take. And quite frankly, I, as a passport bro, and my beloved Carlene, would like to show you that, which is why we built this channel.